Welcome everyone to Merkaba Energy Healing. So we are back today with another pick a card reading, and we are asking Spirit, what big life changes are up ahead for you? What significant life changes are occurring in your life soon? So as always, we have 3 piles with 3 beautiful crystals. The first pile has the chrysocolla. The second pile with the aura howlite. And the third pile with the blue apatite. So just take a moment, tune into your intuition, ask your higher self which pile with which message has the best reading for you, and please go to the timestamps down below, and I will see you at your reading. Welcome group number 1. I'm a little discombobulated because I recorded this reading and the sound didn't go through. So I'm doing it again. So I'm a little bit ungrounded, but I got grounded again, but feeling a little bit discombobulated. But we will have a beautiful reading. Okay, so today we are asking Spirit, what big life changes are occurring for you in the near future? What big life changes are occurring for you now? So, if you would like, you can ask your own guidance to help connect me to your energy so I can get the most accurate reading for you. I've already called my guides in, but I'm going to call them in one more time, inviting my guides to channel through me for the highest and best messages for group number 1. What big life changes are coming in for them, are occurring for them now? So we're going to start with the Astro card. We're going to then pull some tarot, and we're going to end with rolling the dice with whatever months, days, time frames of the year these life changes may occur. Okay. And also, I did not choose these cards. These cards fell out for each group. So, for group number 1, we have the Ascendant. The Ascendant. For those of you who don't know, the Ascendant is the astrological sign that was rising in the eastern horizon at the time of your birth. And it is denoted on your birth chart at this point on the left-hand side, squarely in the middle, off to the left of your natal chart. The Ascendant is how you appear to the world. Not only how do you look physically, but how do you come across? It's considered the first impression. Let me just get my bearings, you guys. So what appears to be the major life change that is occurring for this group is, and it is major, it is your sense of yourself, your identity, how much you are aware of who you are or what you are. The Ascendant is all about the self. I'm hearing that some of you are going through some kind of numbing period where you're not feeling as much. And this is because there is some kind of recalibration occurring for this group, where the old you is falling away and the new you is just birthing itself. And in the space between, they're showing me the sacral chakra, which is the chakra of your emotional self, is kind of dimming a little bit, but for your own betterment, so that you don't feel all of the emotional shifts that are occurring right now, that you don't need to feel. But if some of you have felt emotional recently, that is because something is clearing from your field right now. And they're showing it to me that some of these emotions are not even yours. Some of them are absorbed from the collective. I'm hearing some of them are absorbed from your family. So maybe you have been in some kind of strife with your family members. Let me just slow down a minute. And they're showing me that a lot of this is also karmic bleed through from past lives and also ancestral trauma. So if emotions come up right now, they're asking to not be in your head about it, to not analyze it. A lot of these emotions just need to come up and be cleared away so that your new life can begin, or this new sense of yourself can begin. Because at the other end of this shift, you're not going to recognize yourself. Or, yeah, they're showing me you looking in the mirror and sort of like putting your hands on your faces as if you don't recognize the reflection in the mirror. That's how drastic this change is going to be for this group, at least for some of you. This is because much of your life has been, I'm hearing, predicated on the perceptions from others, so that you were molded, or you molded yourself around how others perceived you or how you thought others wanted you to be seen. And you're changing that now. You're leaving that behind. But there is this period where you might have either an emotional upheaval of release, followed or in place of, depending on who you are. You might have both or one or the other, but they're showing it to me as you might start with an emotional release, followed by a numbing period before you sort of come back into your own. They're showing me, though, that the end point of this is the sun. And in the first reading that I did for you guys, I said that, and then the sun card fell out. And I'm so disappointed that that reading is not here, but we're going to see what tarot cards come out for you guys this time. But needless to say, they did show me the sun at the end of this life change, which means that your ultimate happiness is going to be experienced. And this is because you are coming fully into your authenticity, to who you truly are. And so some of you may go into your closets and find that the clothes that you were wearing no longer suit you. You might find that foods you used to like, you no longer like. Television shows that used to be interesting to you, music you used to enjoy, is all going to change now. We're talking about a massive life change here. This I did not expect, but all three groups were huge life changes, and I imagine they will be again in this new reading. The entrance that you're making is into a whole new life. They showed me an image of someone chopping off all their hair. So this can be a change on the physical front, where you actually change your bodies. I'm seeing somebody who lost a lot of weight or put a lot of muscle on. I'm seeing someone who's a bit older who might have lost a few inches, and they're coming into an experience of self-acceptance and loving themselves anew in their new height. And furthermore, they're showing me someone who was very, let's say, high maintenance before, someone who used a lot of gel in their hair, a lot of makeup, and you're just not going to be using as much of that anymore. So they're showing it to me from the macro, from the inner, and from the micro, from the inner point to the macro. So there'll be changes on the inside, especially in the emotional field, clearing out. There'll be actual physical changes for some of you, some changes in your physical appearance, your clothes, your hair, your engagement with the world, whether it be food, television, music, and so forth. And then they showed me that some of you may have falling outs with family members or friends, and there will be some kind of clearing. And so on the macro, you might actually move out of old relationships and into brand new ones. So this really looks like a whole new life. And they showed me like this pathway that led from basically from a point of contention to a complete clearing, where you before felt as if nothing was going your way and everything felt really constricted, to this huge expansive place where the sun existed, where everything felt fluid, everything felt like it was in flow, and you finally experience a state of happiness, one of which you have never experienced before. That is the kind of life change that you guys are experiencing now. So, with that being said, let's get into the tarot a little bit. There's a lot of interference today. There was a little bug just flying around there. So I'm just going to go with it. I'm going to keep just staying in my power and calling my guides in to help. Okay, what is going on for group number 1? Show me clearly, please. Okay, so they told me to do this. Okay, and number 3, please and thank you. Please show me the outcome for group number 1. Thank you. Okay. Interesting. Okay, I got it. Thank you. So this is how they want me to show this to you. So there has been something that wasn't working out, let's just say. Some kind of trickery, perhaps some kind of they're showing this to me as the people in your life where this is the 7 of Swords. I did not say that. It feels like there was some contention and something that felt inauthentic. So this could read as kind of like lies or secrecy, this card. And they're showing this to me as both what you experience within your own consciousness, where you might have felt like you couldn't quite be yourself. And it's almost as if like your identity was stolen from you, is how I'm hearing it, because of how other people needed you to be. And this is what you're getting out of. You're getting out of an inauthentic state of being. And you have been going through, I think they said, right, the sacral chakra clearing and that numbing out. This is the middle stage, the Hermit card, okay, where you're going inward, you're by yourself, everyone else is sort of moving away from you. That is what's happening now. And the other side of it is the King of Wands, okay? This is where you are going to be in your power. This is going to be you feeling strong and really grounded. You can see the king in his red robe, very rooted, very in his power or her power, gender aside. You are going to feel revitalized, perhaps for the first time in your life ever, because this vitality is coming from your authenticity, from your authentic spirit. There's some kind of passionate state that you're going to find yourself at the end of all of this. You're going to enter your life all anew, with your wand in tow, with your crown, feeling completely and utterly in your power. And you're not going to look at all like you looked before. People are not really going to recognize you, and that is for good reason, because they're not meant to treat you the way that they treat you previously. They treated you previously. Something brand new is going to emerge. Let's get a clarifier on the King of Wands, please. Let's get a clarifier, please, on the King of Wands about this life change. This could be a vocational change for some of you, where you change the very thing that you're passionate about. Like, they're showing me the life changes for this group to be like a massive overhaul. Huge. So the way that you're showing up in your life is going to magnetize all new different opportunities. Even with this little, I don't know if this is a gecko, it always speaks to me as some kind of luck crossing your path or some goodness coming in. I'm sure the experts in tarot would know what that signifies, but that's what that always signifies to me, is something lucky coming into your life. But it isn't luck at all. It is you magnetizing everything that your soul desires because you are actually in your authentic spirit. But let's get a little bit more. I'm not going to take that. Spirit, show me clearly. King of Wands, please. What is the outcome? Clarify the King of Wands, please. This one? No. Okay. And look at that. We have justice. That's literally what this is about, especially with the Seven of Swords here. You are getting your justice. You're getting your balance. Everything that was taken from you is going to be returned to you. Everything that was stolen from you, any sense of your life force energy that was taken from you is now going to be returned to you. And you are going to be once again in your power. I don't know if some of you are actual Libras, but that might be relevant to some of you. But what I want you to see here is that the forward movement is not a step. This is a leap ahead. This is you leaving behind a state of being where you felt enmeshed or codependent, or you felt like your identity was dictated by others. And you're finally coming into your own. You're coming into your power. You're coming into your sovereign state. You're coming into who you really are on a soul level. And for some of you, this might be a little bit of a rocky road. So they're showing with the 8 here that this might actually signify. So we have 7 and then we have 8. We have July and August. I'm reading this in July 2025. So they're saying that right now, which is July 7, you're possibly going through this period of moving away from people, situations, experiences that don't serve you anymore. And you're finally coming into a stage of releasing, of letting go, and possibly a little bit hermit, numbing out, going inward, where there might be a bit of a clearing and not a lot of people in your life right now. But that is about to change. You're going to come into your King of Wands energy. Justice will be served, meaning things are going to right themselves. And so you're going to start magnetizing your tribe. You're going to start magnetizing the right people in your life. And with the 8, the next phase may come in August. But we're going to roll the dice now to see what time frame this life change is going to occur, possibly for this group. So my guides, please bless these dice. Please bless these dice and tell this collective, when is their life change going to occur next? Okay. So we have the number 3. So this can be March or the 3rd of any month. The number 3 also might be significant for some of you. And then we have, what is this? Oh, Venus. Oh my God, I could not read that for the life of me. So Venus rules Libra, and we have Libra, right? We have justice. Wow, that was a little bit weird, actually, that I couldn't read that, okay? So with Venus, we're looking at September to October time. But definitely justice being served, definitely some kind of balance occurring in your life. And it feels like the balance is first going to occur inside of you, and then you're going to see it reflected all around you in your life. Okay, so with that, group 1, thanks for staying for this reading. Sorry it was a little bit wonky. I was just getting my footing after I lost that first reading. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed it. And if nothing else, I send you so much love and so many blessings. Until the next reading, take very good care. Welcome, group number 2. So, today we are asking Spirit about any big life changes that are occurring for you now. You chose the Aura Howlite. We're going to put that aside for the moment. And what we're going to do today is we're going to use the primary Astro card to guide the reading. And then we're going to pull from the tarot, and then we're going to roll the dice to find what days and what time frames these life changes may occur. Okay, so let's reveal the first card. So we have progressions, journey, the number 11 card. Okay, so I'm hearing the song from John Denver, Rocky Mountain High. I don't know if that's the name, but the Colorado Rocky Mountain High. I don't know if some of you have some connection to Colorado, but they're basically telling me that you guys have been through some kind of rocky terrain. Okay, you have definitely been through something very difficult. And they're telling me that that leg of the journey is over. And the next leg of your journey is going to show itself. They're showing it to me a little bit like a desert and you coming upon water. It feels a little bit like you might have had a literal dry spell when it comes to love. I'm going to keep this reading PG, but I'm sure you know what I mean. And you might come upon water at this next leg of the journey. So some of you might have not been intimate in a long time, and you might come upon a new partner that you're very attracted to, that you might even fall in love with. We'll see in the tarot if that comes out in this reading. It did come out in the first reading that didn't come through. I don't know if I mentioned I did this reading already and the sound did not come through. I had a lot of interference. Needless to say, I'm back to do it again. Okay. This feels like a pretty pronounced life change for you guys. What I'm seeing is that you guys were going through some period of angst, some period of anxiety, worry, being in your head a lot. And the road felt very rocky, very challenged, very difficult. And you didn't have a lot of people to help. It feels like you guys have been going it alone for a long period of time, I'm hearing. Oh, and what they're showing me is that, well, this is the hand of a clock, but they're showing it to me as a hand literally reaching out to you. So they're saying that up ahead in this life change, there is going to be at least one person who is going to extend their hand to you, meaning you're going to get help in some way. And of course, this is going to be different for everybody, but they want you to take this hand. Some of you might have been on your own for a long time and super independent, and you might feel some sort of way about getting a helping hand, and Spirit is really urging you to take that help. They're actually imploring you, if I'm hearing that correctly. Yes? Yes. Please take that help. They're saying in this next leg of the journey, there may also be something with regards to your spiritual awakening. So they're showing these colors to me as the upper chakras, the blue, the purple, and the pink. So the third eye, the crown, and the soul star chakra, the A-star chakra. Yeah, they just said rose-colored glasses. So they're saying that in this next phase of your life, you're not going to believe how much better things are going to be. And some of you who know me a little bit now as a reader, I don't say these things lightly. I literally just channel what Spirit is giving me. So they're saying that you guys perhaps in the entirety of your lives, if not the majority of your lives, are very familiar with this rocky terrain, with this mountainous life where there are constantly uphill climbs. And finally, there's going to be some kind of clearing now where more flow is going to occur in your life, where things are going to feel a lot easier. They're showing me somebody who was wearing hiking boots, and they're taking those boots off, and they're really old and like ragged looking and dirty and like old socks, and like just lying down in the middle of nature barefoot probably for the first time, just laying out in the sun and soaking in the sun. They are showing this to me as some kind of spiritual advancement as well for some of you, like I just mentioned. Because with the clock here, they're saying some of you in your lives might have felt like time is running out on something. Like you felt like, when is this going to happen? Is this ever going to happen? Am I ever going to have children? Am I ever going to get married? Am I ever going to find my soulmate? Am I ever going to find the best place to live? Is my health ever going to improve? Some of you might be worried about your children. Are they ever going to get married? Are they ever going to be happy? Or some of you might have lost, I'm hearing the word widow. So some of you might have lost your partner and you might feel like you're never going to feel joy again. Some of you might have just not have felt connected to people in a long time, and you don't think you're ever going to be connected to another person again. So there's this feeling of urgency behind this group where it feels like time is running out. And Spirit is showing me that in this next leg of your journey, of your soul's ascension path, what they're showing me is this idea of time feeling a lot more fluid and a lot more like malleable, actually, as if you can work with it rather than it controlling you. It's a little bit hard to explain, but you're not going to be as cognizant of time as you move forward on your path. You're going to allow things to unfold in the right way and at the right time. And you're going to start trusting that the universe has your back. And with that trust, you're going to magnetize more of what you desire into your life. Your life is going to progress forward. So I do believe that some of you might have felt a little bit in a holding pattern or a stuck place. They are showing me the hanged man. So you might have felt like you've been hanging in this middle position for a long time, kind of waiting on some proverbial death to occur, with the death card occurring right after the hanged man. And they're saying, well, that's kind of happening, where you're leaving something behind, an old way of living that felt very troubled, very anxious, very constricted, and you're actually moving into a place of more openness. It's different than group one because I do hear some familiar notions from group one, but this is very much about your path and where it feels like you're going to perceive your life differently rather than just your life becoming more in a state of flow. You are actually going to perceive it differently. And with that change in perception, that flow is going to occur and you are going to magnetize more of what you desire. But time is going to become a little funky for this group if that hasn't already happened. Will you let me know down below if that's already happening? I know it has for me. Time is very strange for me now. I generally don't look at the clock very much, which is hard as a psychologist because I always need to look at the clock. But anyway, okay, let's go to the tarot. I'm just going to call my guides and invite them back in case I disconnected at any point. Okay, they're giving me the thumbs up. Okay, asking my guides with love, can you please show group number 2 anything more about significant life changes that are occurring for them? Show me clearly now, please. This one, and this one, and this one. Okay. Okay, my dears, let's see what we have. Oh, okay. Knight of Swords. Let's just open up the whole story because sometimes they tell me to change the cards. And then we have 7 of Wands. Beautiful. And then 9 of Pentacles. Yes. Okay. Oh, okay. Yes. Thank you. I asked them if I should switch. They said yes. Okay. 7 of Wands. So there might have been a period in your life during this rocky terrain where you felt like the world was against you in some kind of way, where you felt like you were fighting this uphill battle. I don't know if that's exactly the way to say it, but that's how I'm hearing it. You were just with the mountains here again. He's at the height of the mountaintop here, and he is winning in such a way. But the key is that you're coming out of a state of needing to be defensive in the world. where you felt like no one was really on your side. And what they're showing me now is that just like the hand on this clock, someone is rushing in to help. Now, this Knight of Swords could be you. You could be rushing in to help yourself, okay? But the life change is as within, so without. So whatever is changing within you is going to show up in your life, as they said before. So you're on some kind of journey where you are finally going to be standing up for yourself and setting really good boundaries. But in particular, you're going to magnetize the right people to you, mostly because you are setting these boundaries, in fact. Okay, but you're definitely leaving a state of defensiveness behind. And you're definitely calling in new people and new situations, and pretty fast, right? There's also a sharpening of the mind. So whereas before you might have felt really anxious and stuck in the mind, your mind is going to clear now. You're going to get a lot of clarity moving forward, that's for sure. Now, they are telling me to beware of past people coming in, okay, because this knight is traveling this way, which is backwards in one interpretation of this card. So they just want you to be mindful of anyone who might be coming in from the past that may sort of incite some more of this defensiveness. And it might be important to sort of be in your, right, your Nine of Pentacles energy, feeling yourself, feeling good. This reminds me of what they said about the desert and the water. You're going to be highly attractive at the end of this, where this massive change is occurring. You're going to be very attractive. So just be careful of any old people possibly coming in. We are going through a Mercury retrograde as I'm filming this, so it is possible that someone old can come in. So just be wary of that. Now, the outcome of this life change is really some kind of glow up, some kind of up leveling. There's going to be some kind of flow. With all of these pentacles here, we see that you will be in a state of abundance. You will feel highly attractive. You will feel more like yourself. There is something here about you focusing more on the journey down here. So when they said that some of you will be going through your next phase of spiritual awakening, I'm being told now that it's very important that you take care of yourselves in the physical realm, because you might be a little top heavy, right? You might be really focused on the upper realms and your spiritual awakening, but you might have not been taking as good care of yourself. And in the physical experience, you might have been worried and in your head, like they said before, a lot of anxiety, possibly for many, many years. But you're progressing into the next stage in your life where flow wants to come in, okay? Where possibly new love, okay? This can be new love with the Nine of Pentacles. This is the proverbial singles card, but you're looking good and feeling good and you can be calling in love. I'm going to do a clarifier on this card in a minute. But it's very important that you take care of your three-dimensional self, how you look, how you feel, how you dress, your surroundings, and make sure that you're actually feeling pleasure at this time, physical pleasure. As much as you want to sort of grow in your mastery, we've got a 56 here, okay, we've got an 11 on the table here. As much as you want to grow in your mastery, in your spiritual awakening, they also want you to pay attention to your three-dimensional self. And part of the life change that may occur is that you might start to feel a lot more self-confident. You might start to feel more attractive. And again, this will start magnetizing the right people to your life. So my spirit guides, can you please guide group number 2? Okay, this is upside down, so I'm not going to take that. Okay, let me do that again. Can you please guide group number 2, clarifying the Nine of Pentacles, please? Show me clearly, please. Okay, and we have the Eight of Cups. So you guys are definitely walking away from something that doesn't serve you. You probably have already done this. You're leaving something behind that doesn't work for you anymore. And you're definitely entering into a phase where you're not alone. You're just in your power, you're in your confidence, and you're on a pathway of magnetizing the right people and the right situations into your life. So your cups will be filled, but there's going to be a period of time where you're going to go it alone. And as you see on this card, this person is traveling to where there is a lot of water. So we're looking at emotional fulfillment in probably a lot of different ways. But this is because you're not in this rocky terrain anymore. You're not battling people. You're not defending yourself against situations that are not even yours, that you've been carrying probably through your whole life. You are finally moving into a phase in your life where things are going to feel much easier. There's going to be much flow, and you're definitely going to get some kind of helping hand here. Okay, so I want to see from the dice, what days of this year and what time frames are these life changes going to occur? Okay, so we have 10, which is October, or it can be the 10th of any month. The number 10 also may be significant for some of you. And then we have Neptune here. So Neptune would be Pisces energy, right? Neptune rules Pisces. So that would be February to March. The end of February to the beginning of March, or mid-March, right? February 20th or 19th to March 20th, I think. So that might be a very significant time for you. But Neptune also does signify some kind of massive transformation of self. It does feel like at the end of this, you're going to finally feel a sense of peace and calm. And you're finally going to feel some kind of emotional fulfillment. Even with the number 10, right, we see something completing itself here, some cycle completing itself and coming into some kind of new cycle. I'm seeing that some of you might have been having sleepless nights, feeling really in your head, and that is going to be a significant life change that's going to occur for this group, where you're going to start sleeping soundly again, where your mind is going to quiet down, where you might actually get some help, some new resources I'm hearing might come in for you, and you might actually feel more at ease for the first time in your life ever. And there's definitely going to be some kind of tangible fulfillment here, either in money or in love or anything having to do with emotional fulfillment. But it's definitely going to now show up in the tangible realm. The only thing Spirit is asking of you is to co-create that coming into fruition, where you start taking better care of yourself in the 3D and not just focusing so much on the 5D. And with that, I'm going to close out the reading. It was a pleasure reading for you guys. I really hope something resonated here. If it did, please let me know in the comments down below. And if nothing else, I send you so much love and so many blessings. Until the next reading, take very good care. Welcome, group number 3. So today we are asking Spirit, what big life changes are occurring for you? So I do want to say that I recorded this reading already, and it was about an hour and a half reading, and the sound did not go through. So I'm doing it again now. So we are looking at any big life changes that are occurring for you now. You guys chose this beautiful appetite. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at the astro card, the primary energy. Then we're going to pull a few tarot cards, and we're going to end with the little dice here to look at any time frames in which these significant life changes may occur. Okay? Okay, you guys. I'm just going to call in my guides one more time. I invite my guides to please come through and speak through me now. Thank you so much. Okay. So we have the 26 card, Neptune, Vision. So this card always reads to me as a third eye awakening, like a third eye being blown open, in fact. Yeah, I'm just hearing that you're going to see your life much more clearly. Okay, so they are giving me some of the same messages from the first reading. Okay, so some of you might have been in narcissistic or volatile relationships that you left or are leaving behind. And you're coming into some kind of space in your life where it's like you're looking at your life through totally different eyes, as if something that seemed so oblivious to you before is now obvious to you now. You might have been feeling headaches recently or pressure in the middle of your head because this feels like a pretty pronounced third eye awakening. For some of you who have been moving away from these, let's say, unhealthy relationships, with Neptune being, I think, the god of water, the Greek god of water. I hope that's right. But Neptune does connect with water. I do know that. They're saying that going to the water would be a very good idea for this group if that happened to you. So cleansing, especially in salt water or salt baths, would be very good for you to transition from the last phase in your life to the next phase in your life. They're showing me that some of you might have been experiencing like physically vision problems, like spots in your eyes or cloudiness. They're also showing me that some of you might have had like a stuffy nose or feeling like you can't breathe that well. And that's the third eye clearing as well. So you might have already experienced symptoms of third eye awakening and didn't know that that was your third eye awakening. But we're here to tell you that that is exactly what is happening for you guys now. Yeah, so Neptune is interesting, right? So Neptune rules the 12th house, which is the house of transformation. So you guys are definitely going through some kind of transformation, that's for sure. But what I'm also hearing is that Neptune is the planet of illusion, of glamour also. So they're showing me the devil card there. So you guys might have been in experiences in your life where I'm hearing the wool was pulled over your eyes, where something was made unclear. There might have been secrets, there might have been betrayal, there might have been cheating, lying, illusions of something, right? Something that appeared to be better than it was, a mirage of riches. I'm hearing a mirage of riches. Excuse me, guys, I've been talking for a few hours, so my voice is going out a little bit. And they're saying that possibly a past relationship, there was some kind of glamour. So they're bringing up kind of demonic energy for me, for this group. And this is not to incite fear or anything. It's just an energy. But they're giving me this sense of people or energies or circumstances like taking your life force energy. And glamour relates to the devil or to demonic energy, where something looks very shiny and looks very attractive, and it's really just a web to get you sucked in. And so I'm hearing that some of you might have already experienced this and are well on your way out. And you're in that phase in between from having left those situations to going into something new. And you're kind of in this middle path. And in this middle path where your life is changing, you're having this amazing third eye awakening. And it's specifically the third eye. They're not talking about the crown. They're not talking about the soul star. They're not talking about angels. They're talking about the third eye, because they're referring to something that you could not see clearly before that you are now beginning to see clearly. And that is going to be the biggest life change for this group. Some of you might be Pisces, or you might be a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio. But there is a lot of references to water here, not just because it's Neptune, it's just how I'm seeing it in my third eye, in my third eye. Okay, let's ask Spirit a little bit more for group number 3. Okay, what is, whoa, changing in their lives? So the Ace of Swords just came out. Talk about new beginnings. Beautiful. What else, Spirit? What else, Spirit? For group number 3. You're showing me this card. Any others here? This one? Okay. Let's see what we've got, guys. And by the way, I just want to tell you, the way that my guides work, they tell me when to move the cards. So sometimes they tell me to redistribute the cards on the table. So I'm not just doing it to suit my needs. Okay. Wow. Knight of Pentacles. Beautiful. And Page of Cups. So we have swords, pentacles, and cups. We're missing wands, but that's okay. This is an absolutely beautiful spread. Let me just sit with this for a minute. Okay, so the first thing that they're showing me with the Ace of Swords is that you're getting clarity about something. What they talked about, your vision being cleared. You could even see on this card, they look like icicles, but they kind of double as swords. If you can see, this kind of looks like a sword. There is definitely something clarifying itself, clearing itself, where you're going to be able to think clearly and see clearly for the first time in your life. Because you're going to think and see clearly, you're going to be in this Knight of Pentacles energy, gender aside. The Knight of Pentacles is strong, but slow going. So with the middle card, this being the middle card, there's going to possibly be a period right now wherein you're going to feel like you're in quicksand a little bit, where it might feel like things are not changing as fast as you would like. But they're saying it is coming. With the 8 here, they're showing me that this could potentially happen in August. We'll roll the dice in a second, but I do want you to understand that this is a pronounced life change. So when this happens, when this change of vision occurs, your life will change drastically. But for right now, it might feel like it has been a little bit slow going. And they want you to understand that this is because something is being cleared for you. Something specifically in your life, and as a result of what's being cleared in your life, now your abilities to see clearly, both psychically and physically, is happening. And then you're going to be able to move forward. Now, as you move forward, we were talking about Pisces before. Now we have the Page of Cups. You're going to start, okay, what they're showing me is 2 things. The Page of Cups can sometimes denote confusion. Like, is this a fish in the cup? What's happening here? So they're telling me that when you come out of this state of where you had been in a state of illusion, where your world looked a certain way and suddenly it was no longer that way, you might come out the other side feeling a bit discombobulated. You might come out the other side feeling a bit confused, not quite knowing what is heads or what is tails. But they're saying, don't worry, we are helping you. We are helping you sort of balance out your emotional field, balance out your thoughts so that you can see clearly. Interestingly, I never noticed this before, but they showed me this little circle on the top of his cap, denoting the third eye being open. So while he may not know what is in this cup, you will know. You will know as you move along in your path. You will actually be able to see clearly for the first time. Let me get a clarifier on the Page of Cups, please, Spirit. Can we get a clarifier, please, on the Page of Cups? Please and thank you. Can we get a clarifier on the Page of Cups, please? Thank you. Thank you. Beautiful. We have the 3 of Rods, or the 3 of Wands. Okay? So something that you have been waiting on, something that you've been waiting for, something that you've been wanting for a long period of time, but you've not gotten, or you've gotten something that you didn't want. Now it's finally coming in. And now you can see it. This is not the Two of Wands. This is the Three of Wands. Your ships. You can see the little ships in the horizon there, or in the distance rather. Your ships are coming in. What you desire is finally coming in. And look at that, you guys. We have wands. So now we have all of the elements here, which means ultimate wish fulfillment to me. Now that your eyes are going to get clear, now that this huge life change where you're going to leave behind energies that maybe felt where there was like codependency, I'm hearing, enmeshment, where you felt like you had to turn inwards or make yourself small, you're actually starting to come back to life. You're starting to become revitalized. And you're going to be able to see your life so much more clearly. So much more clearly. And in you sort of brushing away all that doesn't serve you, you are going to magnetize all that you desire into your life. And you're going to be able to see what would feel emotionally fulfilling to you, what would fulfill your passions or your creative pursuits, what would stimulate your mind, and what would ultimately allow you to be financially stable. Okay, so let's roll a few dice to see what time frames this group, collective number 3, what time frame, Spirit, are their life changes going to occur? Okay, and we have, this is a 9, okay? We have a 9, which is September or the 9th of any month. And then we have, you can't see, Saturn. Then we have Saturn here. Okay, so Saturn rules Capricorn. So Capricorn is January, right? End of December, beginning of January. Is that right? Yes. December 20th or 21st to January 19th or 20th. So we're looking at New Year time, around New Year time for you guys, or possibly September or the 9th of any month. But in any case, this is happening soon, or it wouldn't have shown up now. So it does feel like this is already underway. Please do let me know in the comments down below, did you leave a relationship that wasn't serving you? Does it feel like you've been going through a clearing where it's like not a lot of people in your life, or things have been going a little more slowly than you would like? Have you been working on clearing your third eye? Okay, there's a lot of messages in here about what is happening in the spiritual realm is going to show up in the physical realm. And I think in all 3 groups, some message like that showed up. So there is a recurring message of work not only on your spiritual awakening, but also in the 3D to work on yourself, like in the physical realm, your relationships, your health, your well-being, not to forget to do that. I don't think I mentioned that in group number 1, but I think that all 3 groups needed to hear that, and my guides were just reminding me to remind all of you to take good care of yourselves in the 3rd dimension as well, because everything reflects itself. So your spiritual awakening can't actually come to fruition if you're not also taking care of yourselves in the 3D. And part of that is actually having fun and experiencing pleasure. So make sure that you're not overworking yourselves. That's just sort of a final message I wanted to add there in the end. Okay, my dears. Well, thank you so much for staying for this message. I hope something resonated. If so, please let me know in the comments down below. I love connecting with you all. If nothing else, I send you so much love and so many blessings. Until the next reading, take very good care.